Ben Beaton here. We're looking at one of the works that I created during a project at Menindee Lakes. The project was conceived by scientific illustrator Marley Moyer, and I feature Marley's illustrations in this artwork. Marley's idea was to go to Menindee Lakes with her students and collect the plants that had been collected by Dr. Herman Beckler, who was the naturalist with Burke and Wills. Was to collect the plants, draw the plants, and press the plants. And there's a short film that you can view on my YouTube channel which documents this project, and I interview various participants, people involved in the project. You can see that in the film. So in this artwork you can see one of the Menindee Lakes at the center of the image, and in the foreground there's a diverse range of information, in a sense, about different facets to do with the ecology, geology, and deep time history in macrocosm. There's a lot of plant studies. There's also images of plate tectonics on a larger scale as well. And it was interesting for me in developing this specific aesthetic for this this project. I spent quite a lot of time out on a lunette, like a sand dune, a wind-blown sand dune, and just walked around, and that's where I basically had my campsite. But we spent a lot of time with botanist Andrew Denham, who had worked in the area for about 25 years now, I believe, and you'll see in the short films us going out with Andrew and collecting the plants. So a lot of my plant studies are in here. You can also see in this image, here we can see one of Marley's magnificent, as she is a scientific illustrator, one of her illustrations is salt bush. Here you can see snake and another flower as well. I also used, as a recent addition, some illustrations by Lorraine Shum, who is a paleo artist. Here you can see down the bottom point a small sketch of Diprotodon, one of the megafauna that lived in the region, and also in this image you can see one of her illustrations of a kangaroo. So it was an interesting, I hadn't worked like this actually since working with Dr. Gillian Scott on the Boyce Gardens project, to actually incorporate other artworks into the artwork. In the center of the artwork, it was actually almost the last thing that I did. I placed an image of a Tasmanian tiger. The reason for doing that was it's such an iconic extinct animal, and it did exist on the mainland. It would have most likely been found in the Menindee area and across Australia, and became extinct with the arrival of humans, I believe, and of course dingoes. So in putting it there and putting this very silent type of sky, it's more of a landscape type work than most of my works are, in this ecotones type of style that I've developed. And the lake is dry in this image. In 2006 the lakes were dry when I first went out to Menindee during my time on the residency I did at Broken Hill, and then when I went through with the Burke and Wills environmental expedition that travelled from Melbourne to the Gulf in 2010, it had recently been in flood. So by putting the Tasmanian tiger image in the centre of the work, it just had a feeling that it had that kind of silence to it, and that silence of extinction was something that I wanted to sort of bring to bear in this image.